So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Robert. If this is your first time tuning in. So today we are visiting Lake Corpus Christi. Wow, it is super dry. We just drove over the Nueces River and a couple little creeks that kind of run into this lake on the way over here. Completely dry except for the Nueces. It still had some water, just not a whole lot. And we're here at this little small boat ramp. Just going to kind of show and demonstrate how low the water has gotten since the lake has dried up. I mean, it is super low, guys. Really low. There's literally no water. All this used to be water. All in here was water. And we'll go to the other part of the lake as well. So there's different parts of the lake here to kind of show and demonstrate just how low this lake is. And we'll get the drone up as well. But again, right here I'm walking in probably about 8 feet of water or so, give or take, maybe a foot or two. But all of this used to be water. This used to be the little canal where you can kind of launch your boat. Clearly there's still a boat here. Probably they parked it, got too low and couldn't get it back out. Just decided to leave it there. And then this is the rest of the lake here. So again, this all used to be water in here. All of this used to be water. And so the house that I used to have used to be down that way. And then clearly just this, all of this used to be water as well. And now there's no freaking water. Check that out, guys. So we'll get the drone up, film this, and we'll go to the other part of the lake as well. This is just crazy. All of this used to be water, and we used to launch the boats in here, and that was a little canal to launch the boat to come in here. Wow. Alrighty, we'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and start flying over. So we are going to take you to actually my old house that I used to have here on the lake. That I previously sold right before the drought kind of really started, or before the lake levels really started dropping. It was kind of just a combination of good luck and good timing, honestly. I had no idea the lake was going to get this low. But yeah, all these sticks you're seeing are typically underwater. You don't ever see those. You can kind of see where the tree line's at. That's usually where the water's at. A lot of these coves, some of these coves are really deep. The one that was by the house was about 17 feet, more or less, when it was full. Usually it hovered between 12 to 18 feet generally. But you're going to see that it is completely dry. So that's a lot of water lost out of that cove. And right below our dock, we used to have about 8 feet of water, more or less, 8 to 10, on that dock area. There was a time when it did get really low and it dried out, but the whole cove never dried out, just underneath where our dock was. And from the dock to the deepest part of the cove was probably maybe 10-20 yards, so it wasn't too crazy far. But that center of the cove never ever dried out. But as you're going to see, is it did dry out. So the green roof right there is my old house. I built a dock to the water behind the house, because I still own that property, the land behind the house. And you'll see that the water is short of that cove. It stops real short. But yeah, that's a huge bluff. You can't even tell in the camera, but that's a huge bluff right in front of the house. It's, I don't know, 30-40 foot drop off. It's quite a ways. But because it was such a deep cove, a lot of fish would always hang out in there. We always made a killing catching fish there. All right, guys, so we're back at another little fishing spot that was not too far from the house that I used to have down here at Lake Corpus Christi. So there's actually a really good restaurant that just closed down kind of within the past couple months, probably because there's not a lot of people traveling out here because the lake levels are so low. But I'm gonna go ahead and take you down there, see what it looks like right now, fly the drone up, and kind of get some visuals, some eyes on the lake itself. So this is what it looks like now, guys. Check that out. So all of this used to be water. All the way up in here used to be full of freaking water. When we used to come up here, when the lake was full, the water would be all up in these rocks right in here. Now, clearly, the water is not here. So you got to walk down quite a ways. There's an old, we'll go ahead and walk down to it right now. This is probably one of the, so the house that I used to own was probably on one of the deeper parts of the lake, as well as this area, like this side of the lake is probably the deeper parts. And it's low. The water did fluctuate a lot of the time, even when I was here with the house. It would fluctuate, but it had never dropped this low. I think the lowest it had dropped was to about 70% or so. Today we're sitting under 20%. I think it's 17 or 18%. So it's never been that low since I've been out here that I can remember. But I mean, this is crazy. It almost looks like a beach now. All of this used to be water. All of this used to be water. We couldn't even walk in here sometimes because the water was so high. It was just full of like grass up there, so you couldn't really walk in there. As it started, you know, as it would fluctuate, sometimes you could get up underneath these weeds or even back in here. But obviously right now it looks like I'm at the beach. It's crazy. We'll walk to these little, I guess it's like an old, pier or something. I'm not really sure what that is. But we'll walk over there. I haven't seen that before. Obviously, because it was always underwater. It looks like the water did come up like ever so slightly because there's footprints down in here. So it looks like it came up ever so slightly, but I mean, it's gonna take a lot of water to get it up. It's pretty close to coming all the way dry, to be honest. It's pretty dang close. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of water still, but there's really not compared to what it used to be. It's nowhere near it. Yeah, I think the water was right in there. That's what it looks like to me. And it kind of just slowly came up a little bit more now. Wow. Look at all of this. Crazy. All this was typically underwater. You would never see this. Never would see this. Looks like there's like a little channel there or something that they kind of left open. Oh, a bridge. I guess it's like an old bridge. Wow. So you would never see this. You never would see this. I've never seen this. This is my first time seeing any of this stuff here. You can never see those trees. Never see none of these trees. And so here, I'm here on the ground now, and my house is actually that green one over there. That greenhouse over there. I don't know if you guys can see it in the distance. That's my old house. and there is no water over there. I wish I knew that it was going to drop this low and could say that, but I actually did not know. It just kind of good timing. Just kind of worked out that way. But this is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. We'll go ahead and get the drone, fly it up a little bit. So, talking with some older people that have pretty much lived there their whole lives, this road, this old bridge system, road system, used to traverse the whole way before they flooded it. So you would never see any of this. And I'm assuming that where the gap is at in the lumber, I assume that's one of the main channels for this this part of the lake. That's the reason they probably didn't put any wooden posts in the middle of that creek or river. But this road pretty much goes all the way around. You can pretty much drive it up until a few points where it breaks off, probably because the water's too deep. Now here my drone did start heating up, so I had to kind of cut the video a little bit short. I've been recording all day, so I couldn't do a whole lot of drone footage. But that little island, that green island, is typically all underwater. This whole road, you never see this road anytime because it's always underwater as well. Along with all these sticks and stumps, those are typically never out of the water either. Now, again, I did hear from some locals that this road used to be here, I guess, way before they might have even been here as well. Now here, I'm assuming that there's like another channel or something. I'm not sure what it is, but there's a lot of wooden structures here, probably to allow the water to come underneath before they flooded all this. But yeah, all this little island stuff was never here. It was always underwater. All these sticks were always underwater as well. It's lost a lot of water, this lake. All these little islands underwater. And it looks like a lot of water, but it probably won't take too long before it's pretty much depleted. Again, it looks so crazy because there's just so many sticks out of the water, but typically it's underwater, so you usually have to just watch your prop in your boat, making sure you don't hit any of these sticks, especially once the water level started to drop. But it's more of a good kayaking spot now, especially because of the low water conditions. And I don't know if the boat ramp is open at the state park side. I'm not sure. Somebody can check on that. I'm not really sure if it is or not. I didn't drive out there. I figured it was gonna be the same view from here, so I didn't drive out there. But yeah, and I'm assuming that this is a little canal here, the main canal, or one of the main channels, since there's like there's actual concrete pylons here, so water used to run under there at some point before they even flooded it, is what it looks like to me. But when I first looked at this, I thought it was a long pier, but it was pretty obvious that it was a road. It's just crazy that all this stuff is revealing itself now that the waters have pretty much receded and gone down quite a bit. Absolutely insane. And here I just give a quick little final look and glimpse at what the lake looks like from a little bit higher above. Again, all this like really bright green stuff is typically always underwater. Never see these islands. And I could see the whole lake from the house. The house set like on a really high bluff, so I could see all of this stuff. And I've never seen any of these islands there. I would sit there on the porch and just on the little awning and just stare at the water, stare at the lake, and never saw any of this stuff here. It's crazy. But yeah, you're just getting a really good glimpse at what the lake looks like today. Hope you guys enjoy that. Well, alrighty guys, we'll go ahead and stop it there. Appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, be careful, be good, take care, God bless. See you guys later. Bye-bye.